So when we last left off, it was a situation that you would run across in Oregon, possibly, which would be a bull in the field, and he's got Congressman DeFazio and Senator Floyd up in the trees, right? Because they didn't see the bull when they came in there, right? Now, really, I done look around for other things that bulls might leave on the ground. You know what I mean? Like hoof prints or larger brown things, you know, to present the concept that there might be something large living up in there. And why is the offense all the way around except for the gate that you just opened? So, but anyways, they was up in the tree and they was talking, you know, and they had been drinking a little bit, and so they were joking a little bit, and they was like, you know, I'm telling you that bull over you almost had you by the horns, huh? There, yeah, you know, because really when they got to the tree, it didn't matter that DeFazio was faster. He's a short little fellow, so he was trying to jump and get the tree right, and it took, you know, Prozowski had to lift his little butt up in there and sneak him up in the tree, and then that bull got him, right, and then he got his own lift up in the tree, right, and he didn't appreciate it, right, so he had a little issue. Well, and they was hanging up in the tree, you know, and they was talking politics because they're still politicians, you know, and they said, you know, we need a very good bipartisan farmer to come across us and like find us up here in this tree. And I was like, you know, thinking that's probably smart, mighty smart of them, you know. And later, and journalists, and then they started laughing, you know, because they thought that was a political joke, a bipartisan farmer. That's what they said. And I'm not sure if I get that joke because that's a little above my, excuse me now. I need a little parched while I'm talking. All these things, and I got all this flour. I think it's the flour in the air makes me parched. You see, I get more parched as I put my hand close. I'm gonna drink a little water here. Oh, Red Fox, remember that? But he tilted his head when he did it. You got to wash it. Well, anyways, let's finish this flour here. He says, super soaking. Oh, look at me. I'm like super soaking myself. Things dribbling out of my mouth. Ow. So I'm down here. I got this piece of bread and I'm working it. Was I telling you a story? I'm telling you a story, wasn't I? So anyways, the reporter come along and he done said, well, this news reporter found two of noted politicians of Oregon stuck up in the tree, cornered by a bull, and it seemed that Mr. Raisin took one in the rear, and that's what they was laughing about, because they were talking about having issues with Wall Street, and that became some kind of joke. I don't get that one none either. But anyways, there's somebody, a bull that lives on Wall Street. That don't make no sense at all. Well, anyways, so let's go beyond that. So anyways, I was, I'm a proper citizen. I like to get on the ballots, and I like to read the things and, make my votes. And I'm like, well, they done made this weed, and they made that poison people and make people crazy, and, and I'm like, yeah. And I ain't talking about the weed. I'm talking about all the crazy cops and the drug war and the police show called Cops. How y'all folk gonna have a police show about busting people's heads and poor folk and suffering folk who are stupid and addicts, and the only way they know how to get out of the ghetto is the drugs that the CIA gave them? Dang, man, that ain't right. Y'all can't figure that out. Well, anyways, let me move on with my story. So, shit, I forgot what my story was. Brother, this guy over here talking too much. Shut up, nigga! Damn! You over here hustling. They didn't talk like that in my day, boy. Shit. Motherfucker just say some shit, and motherfucker said some shit. So, You know, and then the reporter walk up and he doesn't see them and they laugh and he's like, you know, found two politicians in the tree and conversing in a manner that would behoove the Senate in a happy and a joyous way, and a real bipartisan union under a tree of need. You know what I mean? Because basically, if the bull gonna give you one in the butt, you better get yourself in the gear. You know what I mean? So that means build some infrastructure, and you know what I mean? And you know, maybe have a beer, but follow the road, man. Don't go through the grass. They don't make no sense. Why you go through the grass, Fazio? I know you little fence hopper, aren't you? I seen you. You little spry fella. Done shook your hand once. Yeah. But anyways, that was a good picture too. Your A took with me and you and Chef John. I was kind of to the side, right? But Chef John and we were shaking it, and I was going like this. And then Eugene Skinner was in the background. I done saw him. I done remember me Eugene when he was like 6 years old. And he was pushing the wagon train. But that's another story anyway. So we're talking about the politic, right? You know? And you know, I like to talk about the politic. So all these people here decide that they're going to make the marijuana legal, which is awfully smart since there's awful lot of marijuana anyways. And lots of people getting hurt because the marijuana got to get here somehow sometimes. And the Mexicans, they like money. And they need money because they poor folk. That makes sense because we all poor folk. You know what I mean? So if we can start making it cheaper and making it here at home, and then kind of using the money to maybe, you know, fix some shit. You know, I said I'm gonna vote yes on that. You know, we need to fix the shits that done got broke. You know, the children and the suffering people and the people who's the addicts and jails and all that. We just can't keep doing stupid locking them up. You can't be locking a nigga up. He don't learn nothing. And these white boys certainly don't learn nothing. They learn something different. They learn how to do weird things in jail. They'll get two motherfuckers fighting each other for no reason. Just to sit back and laugh. I tell you, I'm a man. So anyway, so you know, and then that Montesado, I'm like, Montesado sound like some soap, man. I mean, like, why you gonna put that out in the middle of my field, right? Where my corn is at, where my weed is at, and all that. And I'm like, that don't make no sense to me. And so I just said no on Montesado, you know? And the same thing with the GMO. Why you gonna go park a Pontiac out in the middle of the field? How is the food going to grow better if you got a General Motors sitting out there? I know the government doesn't support them and help them out and made them better, but it just don't make no sense to me. So I'm like, no on GMO, and you know what I mean? So we got the politics that going on in here over in Oregon, and we's changing things, and you know, we decided there ain't no sense in no more really drug warring on people and making up games like the police taking all the money and using the money to get more people and more drugs and more people in trouble. Well, I figured we all start using all that money and start helping people. And instead of locking them up, you know, if we start helping people like feed community, oh Lord, that's a great idea. Yeah, Chef John was talking about some kind of idea like that like 3 months ago. He was like, hey, I got this great idea. I'm going to write it to the president, and I'm going to put all these words in there. I'm going to use the words nuclear and explosion and assassinate. No, not assassinate. What was it? Obliteration was the word he said. And I started selling that boy. I said, you can't be writing nothing like that on the old... Oh, I done forgot to put the salt in here. Uh-oh. I got to add a little bit. It ain't gonna be right at all. So, you know, I'm like, you can't be writing all that stuff to the president, you know. You have some men coming, you know, you know the kind of men they is. They the kind of men that shoot a nigga. You know, you can't do that shit. And I said, well, I did it all this special way, you know. I made it so it was a joke every time. I said, well, how'd you do that? I said, wow, it's going to be a nuclear explosion of an idea that would make everybody laugh so hard that their sides would bust, and it would cause complete obliviation of your laughter bone. I said, well, that's smart, boy. They kind of looked at it.